Right, good morning. Is that working? Is the mic working? I don't know. Yes. Okay, right, I haven't done one of these for a bit, so let's go over here. Right, so hopefully you've all tried the greyhound laying system that we have, and it's all working pretty ace-okay to you. Um, well, a little bit of a background. Last week I went to Yarmouth Dogs on Sunday. Sunday lunchtime, lovely bit of spot of lunch. Um, it wasn't all that busy, but it's just before Christmas, so people might be saving up. I don't know. Um, so every race, I walk down to the rails to, you know, have a bet with the bookmakers. And I hadn't been to the dogs for, well, before COVID was the last time I went. And I was shocked. There were two bookmakers on the rails. Um, there weren't that many people down the bottoms on the rails watching the racing itself. Okay, it was a cold day, but uh, and the only person that had a bet with the bookmakers was me. Um, Barring one race where there was an odds-on jolly and three lads came out of the calf down the bottom and they had 20 quid on the odds-on favourite, but I was the only one. So that was a sort of, it's a little bit worrying for the state of greyhound racing if it's like that. So I came home and I thought, well, we need something else, not just the greyhounds, we need something else. So I thought, right, virtual horse racing, it has got to be the way forward. And then I thought, nah, you're not going to fucking get out of that. And I was right. So I decided in the end to try football. So the idea of it was to find a system that would produce similar to the dogs, so that we're laying at the dogs at 10 to 1, at 10, 15, 20, something like that, 25 maybe. So the liability is quite high, but we're losing a lot. But I wanted something that's similar with the football. And I've come up with this little system. You see, I've got nerdy tips here. You don't need this. You can do this for absolutely nothing, and I'll show you how to do it in a second. What we're going to do, it does mean sitting here and looking at games and things like that. But what we're going to do, and there is one just showing at the moment, so I'm going to jump on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to here, Betfair. I've got fucking greyhounds on my brain at the moment. We got the football page. Right, I'm going to change this matched to 10 grand instead of 2 grand. That gets rid of most of the. Is that 10 grand? Yes, that's 10 grand. Okay, because I'm actually using that in-play guru. Which is actually it's worth going back and having a look at that again, because it's actually improved an awful lot since when we started. But I'm actually only using it for one thing, and that is to tell me when a game is 0-0 at half time. So that's it. All games are 0-0 at half time. So the one we've got at the moment is at IOP Sport. So if we look at this one, we can see that, and we're just looking for one goal, right? So one goal. And you can see that the lay there is 4.9, which is an awful lot lower than the greyhound ones that we do. So let's say you put 10 back 10 on that one, you get £4 back, etc., etc. So I don't know. It seems to me the sensible way to do it if we can get a good turnover of winners. And I'll show you. I'll show you in a second if I can find Telegram, which is what I do, because I got I don't know whether it'll do it here for me. I want Telegram for the web, don't I? Open Telegram on your phone, go to settings, point your phone at the screen. I'll come back to that later. I'll show you later on that. That's far too complicated for me. Right, so this one has just gone in, so this would pop up on my in-play guru as a half time, and you'll hear it ping in a minute because it tells me it's half time about 10 seconds into the second half. So then what you want to do is you want to look to see whether you think there'll be a goal in this game. Right, it's fairly even. If we go down to Turkey, this is on Flash Score. Flash Score is completely free. If we go down to iUp Sport, okay, so we got the pop-up. Let's open up the pop-up, and then if we go to head-to-head, which isn't head-to-head, it's just the last 5 results, and we'll see whether we think that there will be a goal. So iUp Sport 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So they've scored in their last 5. Samson have scored in their last 5. Let's just check the homes. So we've got no, 1, 0-0. Let's try the Samson now. Samson the last 5. We've got no. So there's 1 out of 9 games that's ended up 0-0. So I reckon at 1.26, I think the price was on this one, that's worth a shout. So we go in, we lay it with whatever we want to lay it with. You can back instead if you want to. Let's say we back with a tenner, we'll get £2.50 back, won't we? Right, so which is similar to what we're doing on the greyhounds. So that's all you do, is you just purely have 2 tabs open. You can use Nerdy if you want to. Let's see what Nerdy says. Turdy the Nerdy. Right, as Super League, iUp Sport, it says here the best bet is over 1.5. It gives it a 6 out of 10. Samson could be the winners. Yeah, so it seems reasonable that we'll get a goal second half. Oh, what do they reckon the score would be final? 1-2. They reckon 1-2. So you can use Nerdy if you've still got Nerdy. If you haven't, just use these 2 tabs. I'm going to shut Nerdy down now, so that you're not confused, or I'm not confused. So we've got Betfair Football open, Flash Score open, and it's not a rush or anything, because you can just sit here and you can say, right, that one's not. This one could go and be 0-0 at half time, so about 45 minutes in there, you want to look at that game. If it's still 0-0, then look and see whether you think that one's going to be 0-0 at the end. I'm not going to bother to do it now because it's about 40 minutes away from time. Right, so now how you play these is really up to you. If you want to sort of hang on until 60 minutes, so you get 1.5. I'm not sure. It's really up to you. You'll miss quite a few because there's quite often a goal straight after half time. Sometimes there's not a goal till the last moments. I've just done that Australian women, Perth versus Melbourne, and it took to the 92nd minute before they bloody scored. So you can't tell. I did the Stoya Bucharest earlier. That was they scored straight after half time, Stoya. So I'd quite like to be able to show you these, because I'm just going to bear with me a second while I try and set this up. In fact, actually what I'll do is I'll pause it for a second. Hang on, pause. Okay. Oh no, it's not freaking going or what? Yes, that's going. Right, so I'm back. So right, so these are the results we had today. So the Perth Glory women, they scored in the last second. Romania, they scored just after half time. That one is a nonsense because it came up with at 60 minutes. It was the goal had already gone in. Central Coast Mariners Sydney. I didn't actually do this one because there was a red card to Sydney, but that ended about 2-1 in the end. So you see, you could actually back over 1.5 and then sort of say 60 minutes, cover it with the bet on the over a half. Urawa Red Diamonds, well, Nerdy said that was a useless game because Urawa had no motivation because it's the end of the season in Japan, isn't it? Overnight, I don't know what happened, but these ones run overnight. I didn't follow those at all. But I had to go to my bed for my beauty sleep. But Uranus here, there was a goal straight after half time, and you can see the price here for over a half a goal was 1.4, which was very nice. Thank you very much. You do get big differences in price. There was a goal in this in the Jazio, or whatever they're pronounced. That was 1.4. Santa Cruz, I didn't do that one because it's the end of the season in Bolivia. Sparta Prague, they scored. That was a 1.22. I think Bohemian scored there, didn't they? I can't remember. You'll have to check these yourself. Nice scored 1.3. Dortmund scored 1.2. Can't remember. Don't think I did that one. Can't remember why I didn't do it. Hajduk Split scored 1.22. Pescara scored 1.2. Monaco scored 1.29. I think there was a goal for Fenerbahce, wasn't there? Yeah, sure there was. That was a 1.18, so I had to wait a little while to get 1.2 on that one. And then there was some English 3 o'clocks. There were about, I would say about 20 tips yesterday, which isn't bad for a Saturday. But obviously, you know, you don't do what you like. Do as many as you like or as few as you like. So what I'm suggesting is you sit here, if you don't want to do the dogs or you're doing the dogs and at the same time you want to do football as well, then, just sit here, wait for a game that's coming up to half time that's 0-0, shoot over to here, look at the past scores, do you think there'll be a goal? Well, here I would say there's going to be a goal. There'll probably be 2 goals, because we all know what the Turks are like. You can even look at their head-to-heads if you like. There isn't England at 0-0, so this looks nailed on, as nailed on as nailed ons go. And I'm going to load this video up any second now, so that I can't be accused of being a fucking cheat. A few games today. Give it a blast. See how you get on. It's cheaper than dogs, but it's not as much fun because the dogs are good fun. Alright, catch you all later.